Hey guys, make sure you stay until the end. We want to share one advice with you, because if you make that mistake you may end up spending thousands of dollars on parts and diagnostics that you may actually not even need. Hey guys, welcome back to Electrical Car Repair Live. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a Dodge Charger D-Generation here from year 2014 to year 2024. If you have one of those, you have a problem where the heater guys blows cold air. You wonder what causes that, how you can fix it. It could be even something that will destroy your engine and you may spend thousands of dollars in repairs or replacing the engine. Stay with us, we'll explain what it is. Also, if you guys need to buy replacement parts to the good price, quick shipping, we'll share the information in the description of the video below. So let's start on it now. So before we start guys, let us tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart, we show you how to do almost anything. How to fix engines, transmissions, electrical components, codes, fuses, relays, all that stuff. Why we guys do it? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these absolutely free videos for you. And if you want guys, please check out our YouTube channels. We have more than 15,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So, if the heater blows cold air, it doesn't work correctly guys, it's cold. Multiple things can cause that. We'll talk what mechanically can cause that, but the first thing you want to check is fuses and relays for the climate control and heating, air conditioner ventilation system, which is known as HVAC system. What we guys need to do, we'll be working first in two fuse boxes. We need to go ahead and open the hood. When you open the hood facing the engine, that's on the passenger side here, you have a fuse box next to the engine. Doesn't matter if you have a V6, V8, should work for both. You see these two tabs present together, lift the cover up and you're going to find a fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we guys continue, let's explain quickly why it's always a good idea to test fuses and relays. It is guys very important to test fuses and relays. On those fuses you cannot clearly see if they're burnt or not, especially you can see in the J-case fuses as well. And if you guys assume, okay, let's say you remove a fuse, you look at it and you assume guys that it's actually a good fuse, but it's actually a bad fuse. Sometimes you cannot clearly see that. What can easily happen guys at that point, you can put the bad fuse in and you start replacing parts and tools that you don't need to, so you lose your time, you lose your money to fix a problem that doesn't exist, when all we had to do is test the fuse and replace it. We'll put a link to a special video that will teach you how to test fuses, how to check relays very easily as well guys. So check it out, it will be in the description of the video below. So guys, here in that fuse box we need to check two fuses. If you have problems with your heater, then we need to go to a different fuse box and check three more components. Here specifically guys, we need to check fuse number 12, which is, okay, let's zoom in a little bit so you can clearly see that. That's fuse number 9, 10, 11, 12, that fuse right here, and you need to check fuse 39 right there. Next you need to open the trunk. When you open the trunk, lift the carpet liner up. Underneath you have the spare tire, next to it you have a car battery, behind it you have a fuse box. That's a closer look of that same fuse box. You see these tabs here, press them together, lift the cover up and you're going to find a fuse box with a layout like this one here. Before we guys continue, let's explain now here guys, okay, which fuses we need to check. We're talking specifically guys, okay, about fuse number 15. That's a very important fuse. You need to check guys fuse number 53, which is that fuse, 10M fuse under the relay, and you need to check, you will need to guys check fuse number 32. So coming in that row, that's 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33. It will be next to that 25M fuse. You have another blue 15M fuse, it's barely visible. And you need to check relay 71. Now, if all that checks out fine, what else can cause the heater not to work? It could be something super simple. Now, but it could be something that can destroy your engine. Let's start with that now. First, you have one device behind the dash guys, that's known as a blind door actuator. This is the device. You will have usually one if you have a single climate control, or two if you have dual climate control, that you can regulate the temperature on the passenger and the driver's side. Inside it has plastic gears and a motor that usually wear out, crack, or the motor burns, and it may be stuck in the wrong position. That thing switches the flap from cold to hot. If it's stuck in cold position, that's why your heater does not work. For any of you that want to see how to test, how to replace, or what are the symptoms of bad blend door actuator, we have videos on our YouTube channel, check it out. Next, you guys have sensors in the car that's known as temperature sensors that detects the climate control temperature. That's the sensor right here, guys. You have usually 2 to 4 sensors, and if they malfunction, that can cause the heater not to work correctly. Another thing, of course, it could be a switch, but we don't see that quite often. Now, let's get, guys, okay, to the mechanical side. The first thing you want to check, make sure the engine is off, but make sure the belt didn't come off. If the belt comes off, what will happen, it will not turn the water pump, and as a result, the water pump will not circulate the coolant, and hot coolant will not make it to the heater core, the radiator in the dash that releases the heat. And if that happens, the car can overheat quickly as well, and your heater doesn't work, but the car overheats and you destroy your engine. Next, that we see very often, guys, is bad thermostat. This is the thermostat right here. For any of you guys, okay, that want to know what are the symptoms of bad thermostat, we have videos on the channels that will teach you about that and how to test the thermostat to know if it's working without even removing it, guys. Now, let me show you what it looks like. This is the thermostat. It opens and closes and regulates your engine temperature. Another thing, guys, that you need to check, that will probably the number one thing that we see winter months that causes heater not to work. Yeah, of course, it could be a bad water pump as well. If you start noticing that your engine overheats, it could be symptoms of weak bad water pump too. Next, that's the coolant reservoir. Never open it when the car is hot. Let it sit overnight, check it next morning, but you can see the level. Make sure you have coolant. If you're low on coolant, that can cause, guys, okay, coolant not to make it to the heater core, and as a result, the heater will not work too. Next, if you replaced thermostat, radiator hose, radiator, heater core, anything that involved draining the coolant, and you just added coolant, you started driving your car, that could be a big mistake. Because you may develop an air pocket in the engine that will prevent coolant to flow freely, and as a result you can destroy your engine by overheating it, but also the heater will not work. So what you guys need to do in that case, you need to bleed the cooling system on your Dodge Charger. If you want to see how to bleed cooling system, we have multiple videos on our YouTube channels that will teach you how to do that. Next, it could be a bad or a clogged up heater core. This is the radiator behind the dash. You have two hoses going to it. One is the hot coolant coming in, one is coming out. Now, if that heater core is clogged up, coolant will not be able to circulate fast enough to it, heat will not be released, guys. We see that happen too. Those are some of the most common things we see, guys, here at the garage. Other things could be problems with coolant temperature sensor, not sending the correct information to the engine computer, and as a result, okay, that can cause the fan to work all the time and heater not to work too. But those are the most common things we see here at the garage. So this guy's Dodge Charger has all kinds of different fuses and relays, different sizes, and those guys, okay, could be really hard to find, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere. One time we needed a replacement, we couldn't get one, we were stuck because we had to wait a few days to get a shipment. So we recommend to buy some spare fuses, relays, put, guys, some spare ones in the glove box for a peace of mind. We'll put a link in the description of the video below where you can get them at a good price, quick shipping, that way you do not waste money and time, guys. Thank you for watching, hopefully the video was helpful, and see you guys next time.